here's the writer's Allman Brother for Friday, February 20th, 2026. It's the birthday of Rihanna, born under an umbrella, Ella, on the main stage of Coachella, with a baby in her bumper and the rain collecting in a naked backup dancer's timpani drum. Rihanna is her middle name. Her mother gave her the first name Gladys after the shrimp. Her father was an object lesson in all of the bullshit she'd have to endure at the hands of pitiful cowards during the first third of her existence on this baleful rock. In the eyes of Leo DiCaprio, she is Athena cupping the planet Jupiter in her omnivalent palm. To the rest of us, she's the co-writer of the Grammy-nominated banger Kiss It Better with my friend Teddy Sinclair. God love you, Teddy, it's tough out here. At the advent of her career, Rihanna signed a contract to produce 6 records and 13 children. She stopped at 42 children and 19,000 albums, all of them certified lithium. Her success allowed her to go on creative hiatus in 2016 and seek treatment for a condition that compels her to repeat the word work several times in quick succession, though that symptom comes in handy when making small talk with half a dozen strangers at the Kombucha Festival. Of the 3 following statements about Rihanna, only one of them is not true. She is Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary for the nation of Barbados. At 29 years old, she was named Humanitarian of the Year by an Ivy League college settled along the Charles, and she bleeds the blood of ancient fathers, nourishing the dead with magical leukocytes so that they may once again live. I'm just kidding. All of those things are true. Rihanna. Big birthday for her today. She just turned Fenty. It's the birthday of Trevor Noah, born a crime, raised a misdemeanor, and finally establishing himself as one of those things you really shouldn't have done. I mean, it's not illegal, and it was for a good reason, but, maybe you could have avoided it. In 2015, he became the host of Comedy Central's The Daily Show, and in 2020, his gray flannel suit caught COVID, coughed, and deteriorated into a sweatshirt and chinos, a condition from which it never revived. He can now be seen on his weekly podcast, aka Vlogcast, aka Television Show, aka Weekly Show, aka The Weekly Show with Trevor Noah, which is colloquially known as What Now? Which is a good question. And it's the birthday of Sally Rooney, reincarnated great-grandmother of Andy Rooney. She's often called the Judy Blume of creative economy Irish adults. Born in a pint glass in a tavern in a castle south of Cloghrach, but west of Corrach. Wrote her first short story at age 3 about a toddler, much like herself, sitting in a high chair in the dining room of a photographer friend. The friend, who's fully 5.5, so almost twice her age, comes striding in with the confidence of a Teletubby, swigging cow's milk from the bottle. Don't you think that would taste better in a glass? The toddler says, with a wry but petulant catch in her voice. You're just jealous, says the friend. Jealous? The toddler says. Why? 'Cause you possess the enzyme that can break down lactose, and meanwhile my mother passed on a regressive gene consigning me to never know the sweet, mossy, fraptious mouth coating of bovial nurture? I hate when you split infinitives, says the friend. Aren't you supposed to be a poet? And here's a poem for today by Edwin Torres, entitled Lunar Shift. The breath implied from where it bends calls you and me to song again. Maybe the animals know more than we do about change and what happens in flight. If I've given you too many choices, it's only because your bravery is an illusion, a whisper from where I stand. If I had all the answers, I'd be done now, and ease would suffocate night with routine. What does that sound like to you? Here in my spot, far from yours, your smell spins a circle. A knight borrows a dog, lands him on the other side. A star finds me, burns its point through my skull. An hour floats a bird. Glass pretends to be sky. If I knew where to go, would we be there now? Lunar Shift by Edwin Torres, used without permission here on the writer's Allman Brother, supported by Bob Sled, currently performing in Cortina, Italy. You'll never believe how many people he lets sit on top of him. until next week, be well, bang a gong, and get it on.